I am doing comprehension in this video, and this is me just teaching things from how I know it, how I learn, and how I comprehend the charts, right? So what do we know about the chart? This is the pound dollar, the cable, right? These are weekly bars. Let's drop down to daily just to give us a little bit more information. Actually, let's just keep it to weekly for now. So this is a little bit of top-down analysis is what a lot of people call it, but I just call it comprehension of the market. So you're trying to figure out what things are telling you, right? And remember, start from the weekly, because you know a whole week of price is a lot of information. So what you're thinking here is, just going to turn that down. That's actually putting me off a little bit. So what you're trying to know on these weekly bars is, within each bar is telling you a specific piece of information, and this information is real time. It's right now. If you're looking at the minute chart, you know exactly whether the buyers are in control or the sellers are in control, and that's what you're trying to comprehend, right? And that's what you can easily look at this chart and comprehend, right? The buyers are in control, sellers are in control, buyers are in control, buyers are in control, potentially sellers are in control. But what I'm looking at from this is that sellers are in control, prices pull back up here, and I'm usually looking at, you know, this is all comprehension. Look to the left for comprehension, but really you want to know, as accurate, to be accurate, you really want to be looking at like recent time. So the previous candle, right? Previous week on the pound, right? Price started here, it come up here, rejected, come back up here, and this price here, the sort of 128.25 level, I suppose, just shy of that, struggled to close above, but they did, right? But what you can see here was that a massive rejection candle, right? And we know on a bar, okay, it's not a perfect pin bar, but a big rejection wick like that, you know, sellers were in control, right? They were in control for the majority of the week. And look what's followed it, a big bearish candle. So I'm short right now. See how things go. I'm long euro against the pound for that reason. You know, if we look at that, we go, okay, so euro pound dipped back today, and I've managed to get in about here somewhere. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just talking about market comprehension, and I suppose that links into to correlation there as well. But looking at the pound against the dollar, what you want to think is, you've got a load of supporters of the pound, loads of people that want to buy it. They think it's going to be going up, and then you've also got the other side of the market who people think it's going to be going down, right? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. You got all these different analysts and, you know, these clever people, but nobody really knows, because nobody can tell what's going to happen. No, at the moment, we're struggling with coronavirus. Nobody knew, right? Nobody knew in January, right, last year, the coronavirus was going to happen, right? Or something mad was going to happen and it was going to push. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at this. Look at this, right? These are daily candles. Look how much it moved in that time. Right, if you have a look here, how can I do that? Oh, I can't bother. You can see it moved. It moved a lot, you know. It moved a lot in all that time, but then in this short amount of time, it moved like 4 times as much. So you know that's a volatile market, and you know that's a perfect little situation that we're looking at there, right? We're up high, we're at a previous level of resistance here. Yeah, you get that candle that shows the big wick, and then the next day showed a massive big bearish candle. What followed? A big down move after that as well. But just looking, for instance, if we drop down to the 5-minute chart, I got into a short about here today, so I'm with my stop loss to break even. So we'll watch that as we go. Personally, I'm targeting down here and then down here and lower if we get there, but they're targets, and I don't know, because I don't know. You don't know, right? Buyers might start stepping in the market here, right? They stepped in here, they stepped in here, they stepped in here, but they didn't step in here, right? Actually, sellers took control and have pushed it back down. But you can expect price, right? We can see that this is a sensitive area here, right? Oh shit. We can see that's a sensitive area there because prices come up, rejected, finally broke through, come back to test it, buyers step back in, and they've been pushing the market up, but they haven't managed to this time. Actually, sellers have come in control, right? So that just gives you an idea there of comprehending who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. Now this could be because the dollar's going up, it could be because the pound's going down, it could be a little bit of both, and you're only really going to know that through comprehending, right? So the euro's pegged against the dollar pretty well. If you look at that, right, and then you look at that, pretty much exactly the same. So if the dollar goes up, the euro goes down, typically, right? In most cases. So if you know that the pound's going down against the dollar, the euro's going down against the dollar, right? Then you don't. Both of those two currencies, right, are parallel against the dollar. So you know it's the dollar that's getting stronger, right? And look at that, the dollar has got stronger. Okay. If you were to take then something like, so knowing that both the pound and the euro are going down against the dollar, right? Then if you look at euro pound and you see actually that the euro's going up against the pound, well then you know that out of the euro and the pound, the euro's stronger or the pound's weaker. So if you have a look at euro USD, look at that, right? And if you look at pound USD, see that's a bit clearer, a bit of a stronger push down, and that correlates within the euro pound because you can see the euro's gaining against the pound. All right. So there's a bit of more market correlation there in with you, and try and do this with other pairs and see how you get along. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Just looking at understanding the market. Really, you're trying to understand. You know, so if you look here, right, look how strong the buys were. Bang, bang, bang. And then the sellers, little bit. So you're looking in terms of strength. How strong are they there, right? The pound was really strong here. Pulled back to this level. Bang, really strong again. So that could have been a nice little trade there. I actually missed that one myself, annoyingly. But they didn't follow our plan, so, you know, whatever. So we're looking here at market structure. All right, we've got a market structure which is going up, right? So this here is going to be resistance. Down here is going to be support. They're resisting the price here. They're supporting it here. They support it here, and there's support for it here, right? There's buyers. People want to buy it. Support. Resistance is here. Sellers come in, sellers come in, sellers come in, sellers come in. So you're watching price get bought. Sellers are coming, taking control. Buyers are taking control. Sellers are taking control. Buyers are taking control. Buyers can take control. Sellers take control. Buyers take control. Sellers take control. Fucks around for a little bit, and now what you see is that usually there was loads of buyers there before, right? Price did bounce, but it didn't make a new high. Actually, what happened, I'll just remove all that, is this time when the buyers were meant to step in, they didn't. They tried here on this candle, as you can see, but actually closed back down, and that's quite an important bar, that white one there, because this was when the buyers were meant to step in. Look, buyer, strong bullish candles each time, whereas this was followed by a bearish candle. So what you can say now is the market structure's changed. So we'll probably see something like that. That's what I'm expecting, right? Price to come back down to here somewhere. This little purple line here is the daily open. So this is where the day opened. As you can see, it messed around, price traded down, and for the rest of the day it traded up. And now it's coming back down again. So you know, you can kind of see here that if we close back down near where the open is, this is just intraday play. You know, it's just a bit of movement up and down. So that short I'm on there is sitting at about 1R right now. I'm going to let it ride, you know, because if the dollar does really spring, then, you know, liquidity is down here and it's going to be down here as well. If I get stopped out, break even, whatever. It's one of those weeks. It's been a strange week for me. I had a big move on euro pound, big trade that was, and then I just had a couple of silly trades today that, you know, I shouldn't have taken, but look, I've journaled them. Risk management's there, so I'm still up on the week, and that's the main thing. Yeah, so I think pretty much I've explained how I understand markets, right? And you do that through levels. You do it through comprehension of the buyers and the sellers, and you want to. Well, you're looking to see where You know, sellers are coming in. So here's a trade I'm in, Aussie dollar, similar setup to the pound dollar. Stop loss is now at just above here. So what we know is that buyers are coming in, buyers are coming in. Sellers took control. Buyers should have stepped back in there, but they didn't. Price sat there, all right? And what you know, right, if you know that buyers should have come in here, and they didn't really, they just sort of sat there, well, that tells you that there's not actually that much demand to buy. They're holding the price, but they're not dying to buy it there. You know what I mean? Here, they wanted to buy it. You know, they're dying to buy it. Look at that massive engulfing candle there. All right, it's a 5-minute candle, but it was engulfing. All right, and that shows that there were so many buyers that were willing to buy it, buy, keep buying it. Well, that gives you confidence that it's going higher. But if they don't step in and buy again here, it just sort of sits here for a little while. Well, then that might give advantage to the sellers. They might think, right, okay, well, this is a chance for us to attack, because the buyers, they should be stepping in, but they're not, and they do. Well, they foul and it comes back down again, right? So that's just how I comprehend price. That's how I understand it in my head. People, look at things differently. And no, everybody's right and wrong for the same different reasons. So it doesn't really matter. It's just what works well for you. And like I say, what I'm talking about here is, I've been doing this for about 18 months now. I've watched, thousands of videos, hundreds of videos, definitely spent thousands of hours watching charts, understanding, researching, noting, journaling. And now I'm able to have an understanding of what price action means. But I'm not right all the time. You never are. It's a game of odds. So I'm going to leave this video here. If you've got any questions or you don't understand something, just drop us a comment or give us a message on Instagram. The handle's down at the bottom, and then obviously subscribe if you want to see more. Cheers.